Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Love is Blind Season 4, Episode 8, as promised. Uh, we pretty much already kind of know how this episode is going to flow as far as some of the couples. So let's go ahead and jump into it. If you're new here or if you're not, either way, I'm trying to grow my channel. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to check out my other content. Like the video, share with a friend, like tell a friend to tell a friend because it's free 99. And most importantly, subscribe. That will help me out a ton. Like I'm almost halfway to my goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers. So I need your help and I most definitely would appreciate it if you enjoy. Okay? So we pick up where we left off on the boat with Zack and Bliss. And as expected, Bliss said yes to being number 2. Okay, and she accepts Zach's proposal, but she is not gonna get her foot off his neck about proposing to her second. She just don't nobody want to be number 2. Like it just don't feel good. Then she gonna say, "Who proposes to someone twice in 1 month, girl? But who says yes? I mean, I know you want to be on a show and everything, but girl." So I'm thinking, if she say yes at the altar, like, I can understand because she really did like him and the chemistry and all that. Okay. If she say no, which would be my personal preference, I wouldn't be mad at that either. Like, either way, like, I would be fine. But if she said the more the episode was going on, I'm like, maybe they're not all that compatible like I think. Because it kind of felt like when she talking to him, it's like a mother talking to her son. Moving on. Micah's parents meet Paul. Nothing really going on here. Micah and Paul's body language, like they always like they keep in 6 feet of distance. Okay, like they got a gap between them at all times. Her parents ain't asked no questions. They was like, look, his name is Paul. Good enough for me. Like, it's Paul and it's good enough for y'all, all right? They was like, congratulations. Take her off our hands. We'll be at the wedding. Just tell us what day. So, Marshall, we seen him alone, and he was saying last night he and Jackie got into an argument. It seemed like they arguing and fussing and fighting more than they getting along, and it's only week 2. Child, please. I would have been out of there so fast. But I know they got to fulfill their contractual obligations and whatnot. So he said she told him he's not a man. He wasn't man enough for me. Shout out to Tony Braxton. Like, she said he need a boss up. I don't like, well, girl, what do you mean by that? Like, what, boss up in what way? So he said, like, forget it. He ended up sleeping at his apartment that night. He's handsome. He's a handsome guy. And watch what she say no and they don't get married. I guarantee his DMs will be flooded. So he walks in and into the house and she pretending to pack her clothes. And they get to arguing again. I said, goodness, might as well stayed there last night for all that. She said he need to be more aggressive, like they don't have sex. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, I tried to make a move, you don't want it, what you want me to do? And she was like, I mean, try to make a move, try to turn me on, something. Say what now? I mean, because if you keep saying no, like, what do you want him to do? So she basically like, look, you're not assertive enough, and she's sounding like she all low-key wanting a man to force himself on her. Like, that toxic, immature love that she want, I don't like it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, what do you want? It screams like that's what she probably used to seeing. She thinks that's what love's supposed to look like, and no, it's not. So after I come to the realization that it makes sense why she's never been in a relationship because she's acting like she's 12, he said, look, I'm not aggressive. That's not in my nature. Like, that's just not who I am. Even though he be getting a little spicy every now and again, okay? I feel like, it's in him, not on him. Like, you can pull it out of him. Like, he can take it there if he wants to. But he like, look, that's just not naturally who I am. And he clap his hands. And she like, who you clapping at? You better check. Hold up. Well, wait a minute. I said get aggressive, but I ain't say to be clapping at me now. I ain't tell you to do all that. And he like, okay, but you said you wanted aggressive. Now what's it going to be? Do you want me aggressive or not? So he said he the only one really putting forth effort. Like, he be rubbing on her, touching on her, cooking her breakfast, and really trying to be romantic. And she don't really do nothing for him. And she said, well, if you feel that way, then why are you with me? Like, why are you here? And he said, because I saw you as a project. There was a lot of mixed reviews and responses to that comment there. Now Marshall didn't have to call her a project. Like that was a little mean. That was a little rude. But I think she hurt him by calling him, saying he's not a man. He a bit. He need a boss up. He don't perform in the bedroom. And I think he just reacted and wanted to say it was coming from a hurtful place. He wanted to say something hurtful because she hurt him. And I think he low key thinks she's a project. I mean, but they always say women be doing that when women be talking about, oh, he got potential and I see something in him, or you can pull it out of him, or you can, that's the same thing. That's what he's saying. So he just said project. Y'all just didn't like the choice of words, but what he's saying, I mean, people do this all the time. They do this every day. So he immediately switched up and was like, no, I see you as a person with limitless potential and I wanted to help you like achieve that. And well, here, are we at a job interview? What's going on? Sound like a project to me. But he tells her he loves her and she hugs him. She ain't apologized for saying he was less than a man or nothing. And she didn't tell him she loved him either, like just to be clear. So Tiffany is talking with Brad. She questioning if he having second thoughts again. And again, he says no, he's happy where he's at. And I'm like, are the producers telling her to keep asking him? Like, why do you keep asking him this every 2 seconds? I'm starting to have second thoughts because you keep asking. What is the issue, Tiffany? What's going on? But I'm like, I don't know does she feel like he's too good to be true? Like, what is it? So Zack and Bliss move in together. They get in a place so late in the game, they might as well stay at their apartments. But anyway, she still can't even believe the fact that, number one, he putting dirty suitcases on the bed. And number two, that she's number two. She was like, look, because they were talking, going back and forth about it. And she's like, I mean, I know I'm better than her. And he calls her pretentious. Like, sir, you are not helping the situation. And it was given like, okay, well, that's old. Like, let it go. Like, why do you keep talking about it? You can't tell her or dictate when she's supposed to get over something. She's going to get over it in her time. But I do feel like if she says yes, she can't keep dwelling on this forever. Like, eventually, she do got to let it go. I mean, or y'all gonna end up in divorce court. And instead of sitting here suffering through that, just end it now. Chelsea is telling Kwame that she wants children in 3 years. She really sounded like she wanted them like yesterday. Because she was like, look, I never pictured myself being an older mom. She's already in her 30s. So, yeah, she want to have multiple kids. Like, the clock is ticking. Like, we need to get the ball rolling, okay? See, 3 years sound like plenty of time to me. People be getting pregnant by people after 3 weeks. So 3 years sound like plenty time. That's enough time to know if you want to meet somebody, marry them, move in with them, and have children. That's enough. Like, we in our 30s. We ain't in our 20s no more. But he like, look, I ain't ready for that. I mean, I wanted to get married and have a travel buddy. I wanted to be, traveling the world once we started getting our Netflix checks. But I didn't want to start having children. Now, hold up. He's like, how does that even make sense? And she's like, people travel with children all the time. They do, but let me tell you something. When they small, like, it's not fun. Like, look. It's like we got to keep it a secret or something. Like, unless we're doing like something for the kids. But I don't want to go to no all-inclusive resort or nothing. And then I don't even like when I be there and other people's kids be splashing around and stuff. Like, ooh, please, I need my me time alone. I want to travel away. Okay? By myself, kid free. And I got kids. So, yeah. If Kwame ain't ready, then he shouldn't do it. But is he not ready, or is he not ready to do it with Chelsea? Because if Micah was saying this, would he be ready? So she asked him if he ready to settle down, because, it don't seem like it. He don't want no kids. That's part of it. And he like, yeah. But he started talking about all the sacrifices that he's making for her, like moving to Seattle. And it seemed like he's already starting to resent. He didn't even do it yet. And he already seemed resentful. And again, sir, you signed up for a show in Seattle? But if you don't want to do it, like, I don't understand. What were they talking about in these pods? All this, I love you. Love what? What do y'all love about each other? What were y'all talking about? Y'all weren't talking about where y'all want to live. Y'all weren't talking about if you want children and he don't. What were y'all talking about? I mean, I've talked about stuff like this on a first date. I don't understand. So, Micah introduces Paul to her friends who are giving mean girl vibes. Micah seemed like she had flunky when it comes to her friends. Like, it's funny that in the pods, like, she was the leader of the pack. But now she, like, shuts down and like becomes like the flunky following behind her friend that kind of looked like her but like a little bit thicker. So the friend that looked like her, that's a little bit, a little bit thicker to her, but looked like her, is very rude to Paul. And he tells Micah like, listen, because he was like, I tried with them, I don't care no more. Like, I care about you, but I don't care about them. And she like, that's crazy. Like, that's rude. You should care about my friends. Why? He ain't marrying them, and your friends are mean and nasty like you. So she was like, the friend was like, listen, she started crying, talking about trying to have a moment in a scene and making it about her, truthfully. But she was like, look, I don't think he's right for you. Don't do it, girl. She already said she had a history of ruining her other relationships. Which, how can your friend have that much influence over your life? And why would she want to? It's given, I'm single and lonely, and my friends need to be single and bitter too. So, especially if he didn't do nothing. And like, I gotta say, if he actually did something and this was justified, like, this ain't make no sense. Anyway, it's Chelsea's birthday night, and all the cast members reunite. Everybody's shocked to see Zack and Bliss walk in together. And Chelsea's like happy for Bliss. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm so. And I'm just shaking my head because I'm like, both of y'all was number two. Both of y'all was number two. And it's really showing with Chelsea more than anything because her fiance ain't even tend to her all night. He looked like he didn't want to be there. Only time he lit up was when he saw Micah and her thin tracks. So Josh is there being obnoxious, and Chelsea was like, who was that? Harpo, who this? Who is that? Drunken fool ruining my night. Get him up out of here, okay? I like Chelsea. But Marshall arrives alone, and he tells Chelsea, like, they argued yet again, because that's all they're going to be doing. I feel like she's trying to start arguments so they can have, like, a passionate, like, love-making makeup session. But, girl, this ain't the way to go about it. Like, so Micah's talking trash about Irina to Bliss, and Bliss like, yeah, girl, that's crazy, girl. Did you forget that Micah was in on this too in the pods, Bliss? I know you was gone for like a week, but remember, don't forget now. So Marshall vents to Brett about Jackie. Brett just seems easy to talk to. It seems like everybody be venting to him. Maybe because he don't got no drama going on. So Marshall said, he's dealt with women like her in the past who they not used to dealing with a man who treats them right. And so they like self-sabotage and they want, she's saying she want him to be aggressive and all that stuff. Like, I mean, she is trying to sabotage us on purpose because she don't want him. He don't give roughneck. He don't give ruggish, thuggish bone. Like he's not giving all the feels that she needs. Like she really wants, like a Chris Brown type of character, and Marshall ain't giving that. So, Jackie apparently never told him she loves him. She was like, bro, like, I F with you heavy. Like, you my dog. Like, you my partner. Like, but that's it. And that's crazy. So, after she said she F's with him tough, he like, look, I'm concerned I might get left at the altar. I'm concerned too, Marshall. But really, instead of being concerned about you getting left at the altar, I'm wondering why you ain't doing the leaving. You need to be leaving at the altar, okay? So, Jackie arrives in a plain outfit thinking she was doing something. She was just looking cold, chilly, and silly because everybody else had on jackets and turtlenecks and layers. And you coming in with this professional spaghetti strap, like, I don't know, one piece outfit on, like, with your arms all out looking chilly. And then, her man talking about something, look, put your coat on. I don't want you getting sick. Like, I don't want you catching pneumonia out here. She like, but my outfit, you gonna ruin my outfit. Girl, the outfit, your hair look wet still. What are you trying to do here? Go to the hospital? Put some clothes on. Now, he was doing a little much. He wanted to cover up her arms since he wanted Josh looking at her arms and her collarbone. But, I mean, it's really not doing much. I promise you. Like, just put the jacket on. She ended up eventually taking the jacket on and sitting down and throwing it to the side. So now Marshall getting cold for nothing. But yeah, she knew Josh was gonna be there. She wanted to show off. She watched last season when Nancy and whatchamacallit was talking. She wanted that. She was, hoping that Josh was gonna be there just in case. I'm gonna make sure I put on my best onesie, and I'm gonna make sure he think twice about not trying to do what he need to do in them pods. And she wanted to make Marshall mad anyway because they argued. Feel like she probably started the argument on purpose so she could justify why she's talking to Josh. Josh over there talking to, now I forgot who he was talking to. He talking to somebody, talking about he gonna stare at a pot. That's just what the producers want him to do. So he approaches Jackie while she with, she with the ladies. All the group of girls are standing there. He telling them he a certified lover boy. That comment right there is letting me know he ain't ready to marry nobody. Jackie seems impressed because she immature. I don't know. He don't seem like he's the type that she described. She described her type tall, tatted, and all that. And he ain't tall or nothing. Like, what are you, huh? I guess because he's more aggressive than Marshall. Anyway, Kwame and Micah are flirting again because he can't help himself. Even though it's his fiance's birthday, he got to go over there and let us know that he always gonna love Micah. Zach and Paul are talking. I don't know about what. Amber walks in. Nothing happens. Josh drunk self tells Marshall he misses still your girl. Marshall was like, if you can steal her, you can have her. I know that's right. He said, I know my worth. So Josh calls him a B-I-T-C-H. But when Marshall checked him, he like, do we have a problem? Do we have a problem? He sure calmed down. I know that's a period. Like, cause what you getting a little too. I don't know how you going off that liquor. You need to calm it down. I mean, Marshall ain't no punk now. And that's why Marshall is just a much more better, more mature man, and Jackie ain't ready for it. Josh and Jackie, aka J and J, have a little one-on-one sesh, and Josh calls Marshall NBA cryboy, and Jackie giggles. I done seen people saying they was laughing at the joke, that it was funny. What type of sense of humor do y'all have? Like, it wasn't nothing funny about that. Just besides all the other stuff. Like, it just wasn't funny. It was corny. Boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Like, it wasn't giving what he thought it was giving. That's the best you could do? Then you saw when they was crying in the pies, like, and if he was okay. Well, he's still engaged and he's still making it to the altar while you sitting here begging for another 15 minutes of fame. So Josh is trying to convince her to leave Marshall alone and come with him. Jackie confirms that, like, he never talked about anything deep. We ain't going death about nothing. Didn't talk about feelings. Didn't talk about nothing in them pods. Like, it was surface level. Josh asks Jackie if she's going to marry Marshall. And, we get... we get a little cliffhanger. She being a little too friendly. We see the previews. We see that she's sitting up there with him again. They show the weddings, and we didn't see Jackie. So I guess they trying to set it up like, ooh, did she go with Josh? Did she go with Marshall? I don't think she going with Josh. But I hope she ain't going with Marshall either. I hope she's going to the nearest therapist. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.